Alright, today, I know I just posted a little while ago, but today we're going to be responding to the allegations. And a while ago, you may remember, if we go ahead and look at my YouTube videos, uh, right here, I uploaded this gem of a video called How I Drafted the Greatest Ubers Team of All Time. Now, some of you may say that wasn't the greatest team of all time. As a matter of fact, if we go ahead and pull up the video right now, very simple guy. I'll go ahead and go over the whole analysis. And by the end, obviously, I made the allegation, or I made the statement that this was the greatest Super team of all time. Now, we're 2 weeks into the season, and I wouldn't say there are problems with the team. However, there's been a new greatest team of all time discovered. How does it keep doing it? I know, I know. I keep inventing the greatest teams of all time, except this time I didn't invent it myself because I'm really bad at this tier. I'm gonna go through basically how we took the greatest team of all time and we elevated it. I mean, records are meant to be broken, people. I don't know if you know this, but in the powerlifting scene, the world records be broken every single year. That's what they're designed to be done to them. And so
Like, I'm excited.
you might say that the allegations are this isn't the greatest team of all time, and you're right, not anymore, because we fixed that team and we made it an even goater team. So let's go ahead and take a look at the team. If you didn't watch the last video against Polo, we freaking lost. We got completely and totally like rolled, trashed on, 1-0. Actually, I choked the game. I mean, it was still possible for him to win, but I'm not getting into that right now. Basically, I'm gonna pretend that I was gonna win that game and I choked it, which is what I usually do anyway. All right, so this was the team we rolled with. As you can see, it was once the greatest team of all time. We punked. We didn't punk anybody. Actually, we got quite lucky. Sarah Lidge quite carried us. And there's some bad news coming up for our fans, but you gotta know, you gotta understand. We had to make a few transactions. It had to be done. We parted on good. Everybody at Munchlaxter United Incorporated and Vanilla Enterprises. You gotta understand. We had a very good fallout with every single one of these mons. It was just a matter of business, and they all wanted to see us succeed. And so all transactions were made of the Pokemon Zone will, and it was the right decision to make. So as you can see, there are a few problems with this team um, that if we had to nitpick, we could find. So the first of that is that Meowscara is the fastest guy on the team, which is at 124. Now, usually in Pokemon, I don't mind 124 being my fastest guy. However, as I found out in Ubers, everybody's faster than that. All the broken guys are like 500 million speed, and this is just not enough to compete with them anymore. And I noticed this was a problem against Polo because his two top guys are both faster than mine. I had to run two Scarfers, and just out of control. So that was a problem. Number two, I do not like, and this might be a preference thing, or this might be just a real generalized Ubers thing. I've played Ubers once before and I didn't really care. This time I care. So now I'm trying to learn. I've learned either about the tier or about myself that your Uber not carrying an item is like really, really bad. I don't mind. I like Megaladios. All right, me and him are dogs, right? But him not being able to hold an item has meant I haven't been able to bring my Uber to the first two games. And just let's just look at the matchup for the next week, people. We're playing against Heg, right? Can we take a look here? All these guys. This guy's cooking up Latias. This guy's cooking up Latias, right? This guy's cooking up Latias. These 300 million% are coming. Even if I do bring Latias, I can't do anything, right? Latias is good, man. He getting the work done, but he's kind of bad. This thing, we actually beat this thing pretty well. Actually, I'm pretty confident in beating that thing. It could be SD like knockoff, it doesn't matter. This guy I like cannot beat at all. I mean, I can beat, but it's just bad, bro. Like these three guys all smoking my pack. These guys are all faster, all cooking me up, and it was just like not a good idea, especially because Magirna and the other guy both usually need a little bit of setup time. Mag is like the goat, but it needs a little bit of time if you're not running some sort of spec set. And so both of my guys doing the similar thing just wasn't cutting it for me, especially because they were both so slow, and I couldn't even put a scarf on my Uber, which meant there were 21 points on the board sitting down on the bench every week, which for 2 weeks and probably 3 weeks. I don't know where I would have fit it. Like he just wins his auto encores me if I try to set up, gets in his guy for free and starts clicking buttons, and I get completely torched. So I was just not a big fan of the plan. I didn't check my week 4 matchup because I didn't need to look that far ahead to know it was bad. Vex, let's go ahead and check it right now. Okay, actually, this isn't that bad for us, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not. I can't be having 21 points on the bench for 500 years in a row. It's just not a viable option. Like, look at this. We would have gotten cooked by this guy. This guy, plus he's what? This guy's the first time winner. Nah, bro, we would have lost for sure if we had that guy. So we had to make a few changes. Um, and I responded to the allegations against Blissey and Porygon. Porygon's a traitor. You think you know who your bros are, but then Porygon goes ahead and switches teams, plays against you week one. That's probably why we won. It was just a nice string of fate. So I needed to fix my team. However, I didn't know what I was doing because I don't know, again, I don't know this tier. So I DM my good guy, Sir Kill, who is probably watching. What's going on, sir? He helped me fix my team, and I came in with some brilliant ideas, which all of which were bad, and then he came in and fixed them up a little bit. And now we have the actual greatest Ubers team of all time. So this is the team we started off with, and let me tell you who stayed, because we used all six of our transactions. The guys that stayed was this guy, Magearna. He was not getting dropped for sure. This guy's the GOAT. Magearna, this guy stayed, and this guy stayed. These four, all six of these other guys got completely cooked and are gone. And I know what you're thinking, bro. Ceruledge right now, if we look at the kill leaders, is number one. Ceruledge is the kill leader. Now I know it says Koryodon here, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. Koryodon is expected to get 6 kills. Ceruledge is the greatest Uber of all time because it wasn't expected to get 6 kills and it still did. But it had to be done to fix the team up a little bit. And Captain, I mean, his name was General. I named him General. He was the one that suggested this idea to me. And so, big ups. He's going to be a forever Munchlax United member. And in a normal league, he's getting drafted again. And probably going to be kill leader because he's the greatest Pokemon. But there are a few problems with this team, like I was talking about. And so, we're going to go ahead and figure it out. We were kind of weak to a few things, and also it was just so bad. Like, we were just too slow. We were just too slow that our defensive guys needed to really get up in there, and it was kind of bad. Especially because my offensive guys, like, this guy's putting in the work. This guy's too slow because the rest of the guys are too slow. He's fine if the other guys are fast, but he's just too slow in my team. This guy was getting the work done, but we switched him out for a different reason. And so the first trade we make, which was pretty big, was the Uber. I got rid of Megaladios because I just couldn't have him on the team. And so let's just put up the guys we had. We had Magearna, Rotom Wash, Iron Shreds, and then what was the last guy? Meowscarada, which was my fastest guy. Which was, whew, that was. Let me tell you, in the builder, it was not pretty. Like, even if we just look at like I said, with Heg, these two guys faster. Vex, actually this guy's team is pretty slow. This guy is the fastest guy, or these two, but we're faster than both, so this is gonna be fun. And I just cannot have Meowscarada who's doing 0% damage to. I just can't do it. I just can't have it. And that was just a minor problem, a nitpick in the greatest team of all time, because it could have been better. So first thing we did was we got rid of Latios, and I'm happy with what we got. We ended up picking up Zamazenta. I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what this guy does, but Dauntless Shield, raising the defense +1 on switch in, I think it got nerfed. It only does it once per battle now. Before it used to be infinity. Pure fighting type, which is pretty good. It's going to go ahead and replace not only our Uber, but also get rid of the need for this guy, as we no longer need to break steals with just this guy or Ceruledge. We got different guys for that. And Zamazenta came in, put in the work. It also gives me this much speed, which is just a godsend. I mean, jumping from 123 up to this is like beautiful. Also defensive wise, it can kind of do everything. I don't really know what this guy does super well, but pure fighting is not bad at all. It has a great move pool. I went ahead and take a look at it beforehand, and it really can put the work in, from what I'm understanding. And it's fast, and it doesn't make me the slowest guy in the world, because I can't, bro. I like having the fastest guy on the field, and if that's like impossible, or I gotta run 500 Scarfers for that, it's just not worth it. So we picked up Zamazenta right away, got rid of our Latios. It does give us a few problems, but we do have 5 more picks to switch that up. The next thing we went ahead and did is we replaced the Psychic typing. We dropped Galarian Zapdos for Necrozma. Now Necrozma, if you guys, Necrozma is a very strong guy. He's just an all-around solid dude. He takes nothing. You can't hit this guy with a special effective move until you find out what the item is. Because if you don't know what the item is, you're always worried about weakness policy. This guy has no moves, I guess. Let me go ahead and switch to Natex. This guy's got a bunch of moves. He has a Dragon Dance, Agility, Rock Polish, like all those moves. He can put rocks up for me, Thunder Wave, Trick Room. So this guy really puts in the work. If you guys know, if you used it before, he's really good. He's a very good, comfortable guy. He kind of does the same thing Latios does, in the way that it can kind of do whatever, right? Latios has these kind of defensive spreads and attacking spreads where you can run kind of whatever you want, really. He's a little slower, but that's totally fine. I don't really mind that, especially because now we have Zamazenta putting in the work up top. Fast guys, fast dog. We're going to go ahead and go name all of these guys as well, because that was a mistake I made with the last iteration of the team. That's how it wasn't perfect, because it wasn't named. This guy, I'm going to name this guy Lieutenant. I feel like that's a cool name. I don't know how to spell Lieutenant. Lieu. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Trust. Oh, I was one letter off. That feels good. Meowscarada. I'm naming this guy something else. Moogie. I don't know about that. This is Moogie. This is going to be... I don't know. Comment. Actually, that's a good idea. If you comment what Pokemon you want that I do not name in this video, I will name it after whatever you want me to name it, as long as it's not inappropriate or something weird. Like, if you name it something disgusting, I'm not naming it that for sure. This guy, I'm going to name him Arnold. I just feel like he looks like an Arnold. I don't know what to name him, so this guy's up for grabs. The Necrozma is going to be very powerful, I feel like. So, 5. Yep, 5 more. The next thing we did, pretty tough situation. We had to drop Sterilege, which meant we needed something else to kind of fill that role. And we went ahead and picked up Iron Moth. Iron Moth with 110 speed is another beautiful thing to have, as now it makes 110, 123 into 138 much more effective up top. It also has momentum, which was nice. U-turn has Morning Sun for a little bit of recovery. It can be run defensive, especially at least. And of course, it's always really strong. Quark Drive is really nice for if I want to run Booster Seed. It's good with Specs and Scarf. It's good pretty much with anything. It has a really great move pool. I've been using this guy on the ladder quite a bit, and he's fun. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Iron Moth. Iron Moth, kind of a weird guy. I don't really know what to name him. This guy also might be going up for names. I'm going to name this guy Guava, because I have a cat named Guava, and I like that cat. She's very cute. And so, yeah, Iron Moth is really big for us. The next thing we went ahead is we still don't have a dragon. As you see, we lost the dragon and we lost a lot with that Latias pick. We lost the flying immunity, we lost a dragon, and so we pick up both of those. Not a flying immunity, we lost a ground immunity, so we pick up both of those in the form of Dragonite. This guy's a little slow once again, but he does put in the work. He's immune to ground and he's resistant to fighting, which is really cool. Multi-scale is a really great ability. Dragon Dance is another option, right? It can run special even, has a really great special move pool, and 100's not too bad at all. It's not super fast, 80, like I said, but that's kind of taking over Cerilege's speed. I don't really mind Rotom being a little slower, or being the same speed, as long as they kind of do different things. If Rotom's going to be more defensive leaning, that's totally fine. But Dragonite can also be defensive leaning, and I can run offensive Rotom. So these two actually, it might not look it, but Rotom and Dragonite can kind of switch roles on the team, along with Necrozma. These three, Dragonite, Necrozma, and Rotom, are all super versatile. They can all do a lot of different things, as opposed to like Iron Moth and Guava, which kind of not be doing too much. Dragonite, I'm going to name Yook. If you know, you know. Yook is a good friend. His favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. I don't know if that's true, but he named all his draft teams after Dragonite, so I'm naming it Yook. Actually, I feel like Panoramic is a cool name for this guy. I feel like that's just a sick name. I'm naming that Panoramic. Yeah, but that was what we decided to do. Next up, maybe a bit of a controversial pick. We went ahead and dropped Blissey, which was a really great play by us because Blissey is super bad, ballsy. The reason I don't like Blissey too much is it's good, but it's just bad. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's good on paper, but it's not put in the work that needs to be done. And so, we were looking at the megas because we don't have a mega yet, and we don't need a mega, right? We don't need to force a mega. However, I like having a mega. I just feel like it's correct. Um, and so we got one with a bit of utility. As you can see, our team isn't weak to rocks, but Iron Moth and Yook are kind of like locked into boots. But now with this guy, Mega Sableye, we might not need to be running in boots every single time. We could be running a few different sets. Sableye can pretty much beat every single hazard user in the entire world. Not a lot it loses to on the hazard game, right? Like if you're setting up rocks, you kind of have to have a fairy move to stop it. That makes the things that can set up on it hazards like kind of limited. Being able to Willow or even being able to be Prankster before moving up is pretty great. Calm Mind is another good set if you want to run defensive. Has a lot of great utility. I don't really need to explain what this guy does. I believe it gets Stealth Rocks as well. No, it doesn't. I'm an idiot. I just see it put up rocks so many times because you switch it into a guy putting up rocks. But we do have quite a few good rock setters. We have Arnold and this guy, which will both be putting in the work for rocks. They can definitely get that up every game if I really wanted it to. Sableye, I don't know what to name this guy. I'm not going to hold you. I feel like it's only correct. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't know what to name him. I don't know what to name him at all. But yeah, this guy is the guy. He is going to be... oh, shoots. He is going to be helping us on the hazard game. And he's pretty solid, right? He's a pretty strong guy. He can... I don't think he got anything cool this gen, but Will-O-Wisp, Magic Coat, like all of Magic Coat, LOL. Recover, Shadow Sneak, Sucker Punch, Taunt, right? Trick. All that stuff is really solid. Good utility. Helps out my other offensive guys a little bit. Gives us a little bit of a defensive backbone to kind of lean back on if we need to. I forgot what... It also covers a fighting. Even though we're not super weak to fighting anymore, right? Like, we're not really... We were used to be kind of weak to fighting and ground, but not really. Not anymore. Which left us with one guy, one Pokemon left, and also coincidentally only 1 point. We only had 1 point left, which I actually didn't even use. I had that point like since the first day, and so we're looking at the guys, and we're kind of weak to Ghost right now. But there's nothing really on the board. We could have gone for Mega Audino and had something else in front of Mega Sableye, but I don't like really. Mega Audino is kind of bad. There's a couple other normal types. We kind of wanted to grab a normal, but the best one on the board by far was what do you call Audino at home, and that is Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff, he has kind of bad defenses. I can see that. I'm quite aware. However, this HP is quite amazing, and I'm not. Don't worry. It has Frisk, has great scouting, and also big teleport, and it gets Wish. It does the same thing Blissey was doing, except it's only 1 point. So if it underperforms, it's not even that bad. It also gets Stealth Rock for some fun times. So this guy, I can't really complain if it underperforms. It gets knocked off. But Blissey, if that guy was going to be 11 points and doing nothing all game, I was going to be quite sad the whole time. But yeah, Wigglytuff's pretty solid. 45 speed is not great, but it's alright. I feel like we also don't get Trick Room. I was going to say I feel like we get Trick Room, but we definitely don't. Sableye gets Trick Room, which opens up some pretty good options with both Panoramic and Moogie. Those are both pretty solid guys for your Trick Room. Wigglytuff. I feel like Wigglytuff is deserving of like an evil name because he looks so nice. Let's name it Nefarious. Our Wigglytuffs are going to be named Nefarious from now on. I don't know what to name Sableye. Again, okay, so the options are for commenting is we got to name Iron Moth, Rotom, and Sableye. Those three. Whoever can think of like a good name, put it in the comment and tell me what mon and what name. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. The team back side to side is right here. Oops. This is what it was before. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, I don't know how to use the computer. Alright, it should be, holy smokes, maybe. Oh, I don't know if you could hear me for that last part. I might have cut out. Anyway, that's the team. That's gonna be it for today. Goodbye. God bless and have a great day. Shout out to Sir Kill. I don't know if you heard that last part before, but I just repeated it again. But yeah, goodbye.